Greetings, YouTube. I want to start out this video by praising Frojo34. I almost said Fojo34, which sounds like something very different. Frojo does sound to me like something you would order at like a 7-Eleven at like midnight. Can I have a Frojo 34? And they just know. They just know. He put out a video and also a tweet saying, why haven't more content creators been talking about this incredible arena change that just was implemented with the new patch update? And you know, here's the thing, man. Sometimes, despite the amount of videos I put out, I can be kind of lazy. And I thought about it. And I thought, you know, I should cover this. Maybe eventually. And then guess what I did? I didn't do it. So here's the thing. You deserved a shout out. So we want to start out this video with a shout out. But check out where my 6-star featured and 6-star basic arenas are in terms of points. I have logged 19.5 million and 17.8 million, which is a great way to set up the final runs, really 2 runs of my full 6-star roster for the day of Wednesday, which happens to be new content day as well. Happy, technically, new content day. So, here's the deal. You go into the arena, and yes, normally when your 5 stars and your 6 stars aren't on refresh timers, everybody is there. What you would have to do normally is you'd have to filter out your 5 or your 6 stars at the beginning of every arena round. And that takes maybe, if you are good about it, 10 seconds. But if you do that every round, and you have, say, 30 to 35 rounds of 6-star fights, and then another 10 to 15, maybe 20 rounds of 5 stars, suddenly that 10 seconds is for 50 straight win streak rounds. So 50 times 10, 500 seconds. Suddenly you're looking at multiple minutes, probably realistically more like 10 minutes. 10 minutes just of doing this icon and then filter, and then 5-star or 6-star. But guess what? Assuming, and this is a big assumption, that the game doesn't crash and reset the filters, you can, let's say you want to do all your 565 5-stars. Well, you can go boom, boom, and you can put your 5 stars on the find match for 250 gold icon. And then once the fights conclude, assuming hopefully you continued your winning streak, especially if you have the infinite streak, you will come back to find that the filters have saved. And so you can just, at this point, take out those 3 and put on the next 3, and boom, you're ready to go. And of course, the same is true for any star rarity, even 6 stars. So this is going to save arena grinders every time that they refresh their 6 stars and maybe even their 5 stars, at least 10 minutes of time. And you might think 10 minutes, that's not that big of a deal. Well, if that's every 12 hours or twice a day, and then every arena runs for 3 days, that's going to save, let's see, 20 minutes a day times 3. That's going to save an hour of time. Let's just say, even if you're just amazing at it and your game never crashes because you're on one of the nicest, newest phones, it's going to save at least 30 minutes of time every 3 days. And if you're running on a worse phone, especially you iPhone 6 and 7 users, I'm sorry to say that, because for a long time I ran on an iPhone 6, you're going to have your game crash now, even with the new June update, every 5 minutes. I can't tell you the amount of horror stories. Just because I don't make a video on it doesn't mean I haven't heard of the horror stories behind the scenes. So I just got to say this. This filter change, which I'm sure they put it in the patch notes and I just didn't catch it, is awesome. It's going to save valuable seconds, minutes, and even hours for an arena grinding. And Frojo, you're absolutely right, man. It does deserve more attention than it got. And unfortunately, I am choosing to take... I'm sure you're looking at this being like, wow, Prof looks terrible. He sounds terrible. I am recording this at 2 a.m. Central Standard Time because clearly I don't value sleep. Because what is sleep anyways? You can sleep when you're dead. That's what they always tell me. It's very dark. It's a very dark statement. But anyhow, it's the best arena change we have seen in years, and it really does help what has otherwise been a terrible arena, quote-unquote, upgrade, which is a downgrade for especially uncollected but even Cavalier players. Let me say this, though. Still doesn't excuse the game crashes, and it also still doesn't excuse the fact that people will say, Prof, cool, you can filter out your 5 and 6 stars, but what does that matter if you've got 5 6 stars total, or you have 3 or 4, or maybe even less than that, 565s, and yet you're still asked to do the same kind of infinite streak guides or parameters that Thronebreaker players that are like you, 100 plus 6 stars and 40 plus 565s to compete with. And I have no answer to that, right? You all are just, you're at a disadvantage, and there's no other way to put it. But there you go. Thank you again to Frojo for shouting out the attention to this problem and really this solution that Kabam came up with. I try to be balanced on this channel, and even though I am not a fan of uncollected players being absolutely screwed over, and a lot of Cavalier players as well with these new arenas, it's still worth noting that the way that they do the filters and the way that they lock for future arena fights and just streaking in general is really pro player. So thank you, Kabam, for that. Now we've got some more improvements to be made. I know you said you're working hard behind the scenes. Maybe those will come in July. I don't know. But until then, have a good one. Thanks for watching, and thanks again to Frojo for bringing light to this really important upgrade for arena players.